What's going on, guys? We're back for a different kind of video today. Last night, me and my family went down and watched the Huntsville Havoc game for the SPHL. Shot a ton of pictures down there. I've got the card loaded on the computer back here, so I'm going to show you my process of what I do. Take these pictures off, edit them from start to finish. So let's check it out. Alright, so I haven't set up a screen capture for this yet. This is the A7R3. The camera that you're looking at is the A7S3. What I took with me last night was just the A7S3, so this is the first time that I've shot pictures on this camera. It's usually a dedicated video camera. So what we're going to do, I've got two windows up here on the left, so I shoot in RAW and in JPEG so that I can get the best detail for the files and I can go through them a little easier for the post-editing process. So essentially what I do here on the left, the folder has all the JPEGs in it. On the right, the folder that has all the RAW files. What I will do is go through these, pull the file up. Let's say this is a picture that I want to edit further. I will grab the same file name. So this is, you can see, very first picture taken, DSC 00001. I would grab the RAW file. We would dump that down here in the folder that I'm actually going to edit. And then once we complete that process, we will actually go through and edit all the pictures that are in this folder. I save everything I shoot on a NAS, and I will show you that, guys, in a later video. But I'm going to go through this process. We'll set up a screen capture so you can actually see the editing process, but this is kind of boring and tedious. So we will get that screen capture set up and then start editing our pictures. So right here on my desktop, we have this to edit Havoc folder, and it's got about probably 20-30 images, the raw images that we shot last night. I was pretty picky on the ones that we selected here. There's not a ton of them, but I'm super hard on my work, and I was using a new camera last night for the first time, so let's jump into Lightroom and get started. So first step, we're gonna go File, Import Photos, and we are going to point it to that folder on our desktop to edit Havoc. We will import all of those. And it looks like we've got 26 to work with. So let's jump over to the Develop tab. And let's start here with these. You can see there's this huge black line, possibly the netting or something coming through here. So let's see kind of what looks good here. And these are presets that I have built. I do have these for sale. If anybody's interested in them, I'll leave a link down in the comments. Generally what I do with these is try to find a certain vibe for the pictures, and obviously we shot them all at the same location on the same day, so the same vibe is going to be consistent throughout them. I think this looks pretty good. Let's see, bump our exposure just a tad. Let's see. And there's only so much we can do with this picture here. I'm not a huge fan of it because of that line in the middle, but we'll export it anyway. Generally what I do with these, so we'll right click this, develop settings, we will copy these settings. We don't want to copy the crop. Everything else we want to copy here. And we will take and click and then shift click these other 26 pictures, develop settings, paste settings, and that's going to take a minute. You can see up here in the corner, it's going to paste those. I'm running off of I think it's a 2016 MacBook Pro. My Mac Mini has not came in yet, so, but yeah, these don't look half bad. I want to keep the same consistent vibe throughout these. But some of them are definitely, you can see in the back here, I think that wall is actually supposed to be white. So you can see here, it looks white in the background here. And here it does not look white. So our white balance, either our white balance is off or something with our shutter was wrong. So let's grab our white balance tool. Something that I know is going to be white. It's going to be the back of their jerseys. So let's see. Yeah, that looks much better and much more comparable here. So let's bump our exposure here. Yeah, that looks much better. These are not the best photos. Obviously, we've got a bar in here. I felt like last night at the Havoc game, I was really having to relearn how to shoot some of these events because it's been almost a year since I've shot live action hockey besides, beer league stuff. Same thing here. Our white balance is off. We can pick this guy out. So that didn't really do what I wanted to. Let's try and grab the number maybe. Yeah, that looks a little bit lighter. Bump our exposure a tad. This one's off. Angle is off just a tad. Trying to match it up with that door frame or whatever that is in the background. All right, so that looks better. Yeah, see, it was having trouble grabbing focus. You can see in the back it's really blurry, and I probably shot 400, 500 photos last night, and I picked 26 of them. So you can see how much trouble I was having with the camera. This looks really good. Let's see, yeah, we're pretty close to center as well. We're gonna leave that alone. I love the vibe on this, kind of almost like a rustic vibe. That looks good. We're a little off. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Bump our exposure just a tad here. What number is this? And I lost my place. Here we go, number 9. See, these look good as well. We'll bump our exposure just a tad. You can see a lot of these presets, because I do this, well, prior to COVID and quarantine and all that stuff. I do this so frequently. These presets are really good for live action stuff. And I have them zoned in pretty well. This one's off just a tad too. Save that. We bump our exposure on that one. No, I think that looks good. Angle is off just a tad again. That 13. We're over halfway done with these. Yeah, this photo looks just borderline terrible. Let's see what we can do to salvage it. Remember, this was right after their goal in the second, and one of the refs come darting through my shot, and it pulled focus. So yeah, you can see I didn't really get it back. This looks good. Bump our exposure just a tad. Same here. Probably the next frame. Bump our exposure just a tad. That looks good. 18. See, this is a little dark. So we'll pull our exposure up just a tad. Don't want to go too much with it. That looks good. We're 18. So that's almost overblown or blown out. Look down just a tad. Angle looks good on that one. Same here. Angle looks good. Bump our exposure just a tad. That one looks looks good. Let's see if our angle is on. No, a little bit off. I think that looks good. Save that. 21. That's legit, almost the same exact picture. We'll save it, somebody may want it. Angle here. Close that. So that was 21, I think. So 22. Yeah, the colors look so good on these. And this was off the A7S III. It wasn't even on the A7R III. That's a little underexposed. Pull out of it. There we go. Same here, tad underexposed. 25. A little underexposed again. And 26, our angle is definitely off here. Pull those in, close that. Exposure looks good. That's all 26 of them, I think. Didn't edit this first one, my daughter. See, this is going to be an instance of preset does not look good on this one. Just because it was too dark. And I don't know if a preset's going to look good at all on this one. Oh, there we go. That's the one. Bump our exposure just a tad. I think the rest of these look good. Like I said, still kind of getting back into this. This is not 100% my work here. But next, we're going to export these. So Command A, File, Export. And we are going to throw this in Dropbox so that the guys can get to it. We'll call it Havoc Opener. And we will throw our watermark on it. Hit export. That's not going to take very long at all because it's only 26 files. And then what I will do is send this out to the guys. If you guys want to check out the finished product of these, I'll throw the Dropbox link down in the description. Probably live for 30 days or so because I don't pay for the extended Dropbox account or big Dropbox account, so I'll have to recoup that space. But if you guys like this kind of content, let me know. Please consider subscribing, and it definitely does. Like the video, it definitely does help me with these. I don't make a ton of money off of YouTube at all, but this is a really cool hobby that I like, and I would love to keep doing it. So if you guys have questions or anything you want to see in the future, please let me know. Catch you guys in the next one.